Good morning. Today I'm taking a ferry from Helsinki, Finland to Tallinn, Estonia. About a 2-hour ferry ride. I'm going to spend about a week in Estonia driving around. Should be epic. That's the name of the ferry, My Star. It's the Tallinn Silja line. Welcome to Tallinn, Estonia. That's the famous St. Olaf Church. So I'll be visiting later. Right now I'm walking my Airbnb, about 15-minute walk from the ferry terminal. And then I'm going to explore the city. Well, here I am at St. Olaf's, the iconic landmark in Tallinn. I think this has the highest ceiling of any church I've been to. It's about 124 meters to the top, so I'm going to climb up and check it out. I'm going up. Wow, that was a lot of steps, but this view is spectacular. That's the top of the spire. This is where I am. Pretty high up. And that is the Baltic Sea. This is looking down on the rest of the church from the spire. By the way, St. Olaf's is a Baptist church. That's why it's kind of sparse inside, not like a Catholic church. What a beautiful city. Definitely rivals Prague as the most beautiful town I've been to. Amazing. This is Tallinn Town Hall, and it's on one of the most beautiful squares I have seen. This is one of the gates to the city called the Long Leg Gate. Built in 1456. This is Alexander Nevsky Cathedral. It's a Russian Orthodox church, and it's beautiful inside and out. Unfortunately, they don't let you take pictures inside, so I will try to get some stock footage to show you what it looks like inside, because it's incredibly beautiful. Beautiful city walls. This is called the Danish Garden. It's got 3 creepy statues here. 1, 2, 3. Yes, my kind of place. Look at this menu. It's shaped like a beer glass. It's awesome. Got the Dunkel, or the dark beer. It's very good. German themed restaurant, so I got me the bratwurst. This place was awesome. Great beer, good food. Really liked it. I found another viewing platform with another perspective of the city. It's an incredibly beautiful city. That's where I was yesterday. Way up there. This lovely building is the Estonian Academy of Sciences. This is the inside of St. Mary's Cathedral.
You can see some of the flag.
Really impressive in here. That's the Lithuanian embassy. Fast food chain based out of Finland that we get a shot. Burgers are really good. Fries are meh.
He's an Egyptian. He lives during the 1st century and he joins.
These stones are original from the 1600s. This one and that one. There's a lot of anti-Russia, pro-Ukraine signs around here.
For a medieval person, if he walks past nobility and
The clock is original from the 1600s. Original paint and it still works. It's amazing. Statue on top of
And if you see a sign, minus 70% off, it's been minus 70% for the past 20 years. That's just the price of it. So Amber and Matryoshka.
That was an awesome walking tour. He actually just told us stories rather than just pointing things out and telling us dates and things. He's dressed up as a medieval merchant. Really, really well done. It was free too, but I gave him 20 euros as a tip. But it was really worth it. I loved it. This is the monument to the War of Independence, which Estonia fought against the Russians from 1918 to 1920. That huge building is the National Library of Estonia. This is St. Charles's Church with the 2 spires. Unfortunately, the church is closed for the day, so I'm not going to be able to go inside, but the outside is quite stunning. That funky building is the police station. Showing solidarity with Ukraine there. I like to see that. Got a saku dark. I got linguine with tiger prawns and salmon and a side salad. That's where I ate dinner. It was pretty good. I was a little worried about that place because it got pretty bad reviews on Google, but I went anyway because I was hungry. But the pasta was really good. The salad was good. The only problem with the salad was the dressing didn't have a ton of flavor, but I put some salt on it and it was pretty good. And the beer was good. The service was good. So I would give it 4 stars out of 5. Good morning. Had a couple of fun days in Tallinn, and now I am renting a car, which I'm sitting in right now, and driving around Estonia, see the rest of it for about a week. Stopping first at Jagala Waterfall. So let's check it out. And there it is. So it's 8 meters high, 70 meters wide. Look at all that foam. It almost looks man-made, like a perfect shelf here of rock, but it's natural. A.m. the beginning of October, and I'm the only one here. Usually this place is pretty crowded. I am in La Haima National Park, and the first thing I want to see here is the Biru Raba Bog. Here's the bog. See, it's very wet. There's a boardwalk that goes along it. This trail's about 5.5 kilometers round trip, which is about 3.5 miles. It's a really interesting landscape. I've never seen anything like it before. It's so wet on the ground. A lot of it just looks like this, really peaty and mossy. This part of the boardwalk is very sketchy and wobbly. Well, that was really interesting. I really enjoyed that. Side of nature I don't usually get to see, bogs. The walk out was great. Got to go through the bog, the walk back, basically 2 miles of walking through a forest. I was gonna go back through the bog. I didn't want to deal with those sketchy boards again. So I just took the walk through the woods, which was kind of nice actually. But definitely a great trail to do. Really, really interesting. Just driving around the national park a little bit. Get some nice views like this one. This is the Gulf of Finland, and that's actually Finland over there. This is apparently a piece of art called 100 Suitcases. Very interesting. It's definitely the biggest cairn I've ever seen. I don't know if it's being held up or if it's natural. I've come to the Kazmu Peninsula, which has some interesting features to it. Looking forward to seeing this. This is supposedly a lucky rock pile. You put your name on the rock and then put the rock on the pile. You have good luck. This is the Kazmu boulder field. This is just a tiny fraction of it, but it's the biggest one in Northern Europe. Covers 400 hectares. A lot of these boulders are covered with moss and plants, but they're there. really nice beach here called Vosu Rand. Clearly it's low tide, and there's nobody here because it's October. Seafood soup. Pork goulash. That place was so good. Goulash was delicious, the coleslaw was delicious, and the soup was phenomenal. Really liked that place. It wasn't terribly expensive. I got all that and a beer for 29 euros, which I guess is a little pricey for Estonia, but I thought it was great. I met an Airbnb, which is actually a guest house, and they serve breakfast, and she cooked up this really good omelet, and then gave me a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm gonna be stuffed by the end of this. Good morning, welcome to Tartu, second largest city in Estonia. Just drove here from the national park that I was at yesterday. It took about 2 hours. This is like a beautiful city. Looking forward to seeing it. Nice girl. Beautiful park. I went to the tourist office and they gave me a self-guided walking tour, which is nice, so I'll take that. And it starts right here at the main square, which is called Rekoja Platz. Sorry, Rekoja Platz. This is called the Kissing Students Fountain. It was first put here in 1951. The sculpture was added in 1998. It's an iconic landmark in Tartu. And this is Tartu Town Hall. It looks like they have a marathon going on here tonight. That's what all this stuff is for. This is the Art Museum, but it's also called the Leaning House because it's leaning by a slope of 5.8 degrees, which is more than the Leaning Tower of Pisa is leaning. You can tell looking at the base of it how it's leaning. This is called the Arch Bridge, which seems like an appropriate name. It's a pedestrian bridge that goes over the Emahogi River, which is this river right below it. This is a shot of the river. And this is looking out the other side, away from the city. Very pretty. Interesting bit of artwork here. That's very appropriate for the current times. There's some street art here under the Arch Bridge. One there, there's one more over here. This is the Estonian Statue of Liberty commemorating those who fell in the War of Independence from 1918 to 1920. It was built in 1933, but then it was destroyed in 1950 by the Soviets, so it was rebuilt in 2003. This is called the Freedom Bridge. There's actually some street art under here too. Little Apocalypse Now reference. I like this one a lot. This is the view from the Arch Bridge. And this is the view out the other side of the Freedom Bridge. I said Arch Bridge before, I meant Freedom Bridge. And this is the Botanical Gardens. Beautiful. Most of the flowers are not in bloom anymore because it's October, but these are. And here's some more. These botanical gardens are nice and they're free, which is good, but they'd be a lot nicer in the spring or summer when everything's in bloom. Although these are really nice. This is St. John's Church. That's a lot of bricks. They said this is one of the oldest preserved wooden buildings left in Tartu. It's now the Toy Museum. That is Gustav II Adolf, King of Sweden, who was the founder of the University of Tartu. And that is the main building of the University of Tartu. university was founded in 1628. This building was completed in 1809. This is Gunpowder Cellars, which used to be a gunpowder cellar, but now it's a restaurant. And I've heard you have to try this place when you come to Tartu, so I'll definitely be trying this place tonight. It's like it's in the Guinness Book of Records as the highest pub in the world, so now I definitely have to try it. Angel's Bridge. This looks like a giant game piece from the game Sorry. That's actually what's on the bottom of it. This is Tartu Cathedral, which is partially ruined and partially restored. Clearly this is the restored part. And here is the ruin. There's the old and the new. This is the biggest church in the Baltics. Wow, clay tennis courts. You don't see those very often. The restored part of this building on the right side there is now the University of Tartu Museum. You can go up in this tower from May to September, but guess what? It's October. This church was first built in the 1290s. It was added onto a lot after that. Then it was destroyed in the 1700s. And then it was restored in the 1800s and again in the 1920s to do this part. This is called the Devil's Bridge. It's built in 1913. One of the few concrete bridges to survive from the early 1900s. This is called the Old Anatomical Theater. It was built in 1805. And it's used as a university building for medical school teaching. That's why it's called the Anatomical Theater. I don't know what these are, but they're probably just some kind of maintenance buildings, but I like them because they're built right into the hill like that. I think that's so cool. That's St. John's Church in the middle there. More street art. Really like that. That is the Tartu Observatory. It's a really good viewing platform. Probably better in the winter because the trees are obscuring it a little here. Statue of Oscar and Edward Wilde. The name of this sculpture, appropriately enough, is Bronze Pig. And it's in front of the Tartu marketplace. Here I am back at the main square, all decked out for the marathon. Well, that's great. I felt like I saw the whole city. If you ever come into Tartu, get this pamphlet from the information center. You see the whole city in about 2.5 hours. It's awesome. That is such a great name for a bar. It just works on so many levels. As promised, Gunpowder Cellars. Here we go. It's crazy. Look how big this place is. Looks like I'm back in Germany with the Liter beer. It's their house beer. It's very good. Oh, I got the Estonian mashed potato dish in a bread bowl. We'll see if this fills me up. It looks like it will. Plus a little side salad. That was €5, which seems outrageous. The food was really good. I was a little worried because I figured it was kind of a tourist trap, but it's not at all. It's a really good restaurant. And the beer was really good. Nice place. There's some old houses right here. I don't know if anybody still lives there. Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Good morning. Cold and foggy day here in Tartu. I'm gonna go see a couple museums since the weather's not that great. First one is the Science Museum, which I love science museums, so looking forward to this. A lot of houses like this here in Tartu, like old wooden houses. Look, they haven't been painted in a while. And that's the Science Museum right there. It's the Aha Science Museum. They have a mirror labyrinth. It's actually water running down with a strobe light on it, so it makes the drops look like they're moving very slowly. It's called an axolotl split salamander. Story. seen coral that bright before. Tornado. This is so cool. It's like an LED harp. I did that, pull myself up on the rope. That was fun. I think this place would be great for kids. So much interactive stuff to do here. That museum was pretty good. I think it's more geared towards kids though. A lot of interactive exhibits. Glad I got there early because it really started getting crowded. Today is Saturday. But I enjoyed it. It was 20 euros, I thought was kind of pricey. But it was worth going to. These kids are lifting that car. Now that car's lifting there. It's also got some ramen in Estonia in a mall. So we'll see if I made a mistake. It's actually very good, surprisingly good. There's a play place right next to here. That's where all the kids are screaming. Got a marathon going on here today at Tartu, Saturday morning. I guess that run last night was a 4-kilometer fun run. This is the actual marathon. That is an awesome spirally building. Some really cool street art here, especially this. Love that. One more bridge here in Tartu. The building is called Tigutorn. It's apartments. There's another race. I think this one's a 10K. A lot of people. Apparently Tartu was the European capital of culture in 2024. I don't know what that was. They were the European capital of culture in 2024. That's what all the Tartu 2024 signs are. I'm at Anderson's Tap Room. And this is a Marzen. Really good. This is like in a basement. It's kind of like a dungeon. I met some really cool Finnish guys at that last place. They were a lot of fun. Now I came to an Irish pub, as you can see. Gonna have dinner here and then see what develops. This is a Paulaner Oktoberfest, which it clearly says on the glass. German beer. Crispy chicken burger. There is the town hall and the fountain with no more marathon stuff in front of it, except for those little flags. Very nice. This place has awesome beer.
Because I was there already 2 weeks.
I've never been
place is
to
great. Wow, it was so much fun. I met these two Finnish guys. And we had a bunch of drinks together, went to 3 different bars. A lot of fun. And that's the beauty of solo traveling, is you meet a bunch of people and then you move on. Good morning. Had a great time last night. Met up with those two Finnish guys again at the other bar. Had a few drinks with them and had a lot of good conversation. So today I'm heading to Suma National Park and then to Haapsalu, which is supposed to be a beautiful small town. On my way to Suma National Park, I decided to stop in Viljandi. It's a cool town here. It's got some stuff that's really interesting, like this statue here. It's for independence. That's the old water tower. And these are the ruins of Viljandi Castle. And it's got a big moat around it. And you can see the lake in the background. They first started building this castle in 1224, and they did a lot of modifications to it up until the mid-16th century. Beautiful view of the lake from up here. Came down from there into one of the outbuildings of the castle. Not sure what it is, but it's got a big fireplace. There's a big sign out front that says what it is, but it's all in Estonian. And this is appropriately called the Suspension Bridge. It was built in 1879. And the suspension bridge goes over the moat. I believe this is a second set of fortifications, a wall around the moat. Moat's over here. And here's some random cat statues, or catchus as I like to call them. Ha ha ha. That is St. John's Church, which currently has a service going on, so I can't go inside. I'm having lunch at Viking Burger. Definitely not the best burger I ever ate, but not bad. Suma National Park. Gonna try this trail. It's supposed to be short and easy, like some people I know. Ha ha ha. Supposed to be a lot of beavers on this trail, but I have not seen one beaver. But it is October, so I guess that's to be expected. Well, this was a cool little trail. It took me about half an hour to do, a little over a mile. But I got to see some cool landscapes that I don't usually see, which I like. They said in the summer this place is infested with mosquitoes, so that's why I'm glad I'm here in October. No mosquitoes. Yay. One more trail in this park, and then I'm going to head out to Haapsalu. This trail's supposed to have a really nice bog. I like bogs. It's an observation tower here. Let's go check it out. Really cool. You can see where the forest leads into the bog. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's rain on the roof of this observation tower because it's raining. This is one of the bog pools. Apparently you can swim in this. When it's warmer, I would, but I am not going to do that today. And here's a few more bog pools. Look at the color of that moss. It's so vibrant. Another swimmable bog pool. I don't know how deep this is, but I don't think I'd want to touch the bottom. It's probably all slimy and gross. It was cool to see that bog. It wasn't as massive as the bog I saw in the other national park, but it was still really interesting. Really enjoyed it. The great thing about being here on a rainy Sunday in October is there's nobody else here. Got the place to myself, which is awesome. Good morning. Today I'm going to be doing some exploring of the town of Haapsalu. And then later on I'm going to be heading back to Tallinn, make a few stops along the way. Part of Estonia, all the houses seem to kind of look like this. Old wooden houses. Kind of rustic. There is part of Haapsalu Castle. That is the Castle Cathedral. Amazing. This is just an awesome castle. I mean, look at that. Closed on Mondays. This castle was built in the 13th century. This is Jaani Kirik, which I believe is St. John's Church. It's a medieval church. It was rebuilt after World War II because it was destroyed. This church was built in the early 1500s, and it was damaged in a storm in the 1700s and then rebuilt again in 1889. This is the bird watching tower. I'm not sure if I'll see any birds, but hopefully get a nice view from up there. Well, there are some birds, some ducks. And this is Haapsalu Bay, which comes off of the Baltic Sea. Some swans out there too. It's a very nice view. Wish we could see the city. You can see St. John's Church, but that's about it. I think that's a mama and her babies. Although they're kind of grown up now. This is the other side of the cathedral. It's a really impressive castle. I love it. I'm about as far west as you can get in Estonia right now. Haapsalu was an amazing town. I wish I had spent more time there. It has everything. It had a great waterfront, had the castle, had a lot of good restaurants, and it's a small town, so not a lot of people, which I really liked. Definitely want to go back someday. And if you're in Estonia, it's a town definitely worth seeing. Heading back to Tallinn, but first I'm going to stop at Rumu Quarry. This is really cool. It's an old quarry. It's now a recreational area. People swim and camp here. It's pretty amazing. This water actually looks really clean. This place is awesome. Definitely have to come back here in the summer sometime so I can swim in it. Looks really fun. Here's an artist's rendering of what it looks like on a summer day. Pretty crowded. There's an old Soviet prison here as well with a museum inside, so I'm going to check this out too. This place is like something out of Saw. The movie Saw. Very creepy. And I'm the only one in here, so that makes it even creepier. This is one of the cells. Tiny. And this staircase, it's all made out of rebar. The inside of that building was very creepy. And they pretty much let you go anywhere unsupervised. So I was pretty amazed. But I can't imagine being a prisoner here. It would be horrible. I'd say that was definitely worth the 10 euros to get in, even without being able to swim. The prison was really cool, and the quarry as well. And you get both for the 10 euros. Got that rainbow. It's amazing. Just drove about half an hour, and now I'm going to see Kila Falls, which is right there on this map. This is where I was before, Rumu. So I went from there to there. Well, that's a pretty good one. It's wide. It said they first built the water mill here in 1555, and now there's a power station here. So this waterfall is actually producing electricity. There's more waterfall over here. That's actually the power plant right there. I was standing on this platform earlier. Now I'm down at the bottom. Great view from down here. This part's obviously man-made for the power plant, but this is not man-made. And that is Keela Manor up there. I believe it's named after the waterfall. They got a great view of the falls, though, I'll tell you that. I'm back in Tallinn, and my Airbnb is in this old building. And I got basically this dungeon apartment. But it's got a bathroom, so this will work for me. And it's so close to everything. It's right in the old town. Seafood linguine, yum. I just stayed at this place. Fantastic food, and the price was pretty reasonable. Yummy. I think the Mad Murphy's Irish pub. I got a Mad Murphy's dark.
Oh, yes, see
this. It's really good. Good morning. Today I'm going to go in there. This is a tombstone from 1630. This church was first built in the 13th century, and then went through major reconstruction in the 15th century. Then it was bombed by the Soviets in 1944 and destroyed, and it was rebuilt after that. This used to be hanging over the altar. It was painted in 1515. This is called the Silver Chamber. You can see why. A lot of this stuff is from the 15th through the 18th centuries. I want to drink out of that. That cross is from the end of the 13th century. This painting is called Dance of Death by Bernd Notke. And they said this is a fragment of the original painting. This one's 7 meters long. The original was over 30 meters long. That's incredible. By the way, this was painted at the end of the 15th century. They have an elevator that takes you up into the tower. How cool is that? Well, that was awesome. Definitely worth the €9. A must do if you're in Tallinn. The views are incredible. Plus, it's like a museum in there. Really great. By the way, St. Nicholas's Church is literally right around the corner from my Airbnb. It's pretty awesome. Boris Yeltsin. This is the big marketplace here in Tallinn. So I'm gonna go check it out. This is Kadriorg Park. Very nice city park. I gotta say, this is one of the nicest city parks I've seen. And this magnificent building is the Kadriorg Art Museum. Walked down by the Baltic Sea, and this is what is there. Beautiful statue. And This right here is a great beach. Really like it. Got nice views. You can see that Tallinn is popular with cruise ships. There's another big one right there. Unfortunately, not a lot to swim here. What a waste. Their crows / ravens, whichever those are different than ours. They're gray and black rather than just being all black. It smells like fish. A cruise ship pulling into port. And what that means, Tallinn's about to get inundated with more cruise passengers. I like the name of this place, so I'm gonna give it a shot. This is a Hohala lager. It's good. I was gonna eat there, but I wasn't too happy about the food choices. And the place was called Drink, so I had a drink. Well, here I am in Estonia, and I can't decide whether to go to the Irish pub or the German pub. I looked at both menus, and I think the German pub wins. Poland or Mars, and wow, that is so good. This is beef cheek with mashed potatoes. It looks like cabbage. This is delicious. Might be the best meal I've had in Estonia. I don't know what this statue is supposed to be, but I like it. I can't believe they have a Depeche Mode bar here. I gotta check this out. There's Dave. That's from 1994. Just talked to the owner, and he's met Depeche Mode 3 times. They've been here 3 times. It's incredible. It's Martin Gore kissing the owner's hand.
Your own IPA beer?
Yes, there's an optional beers. It's like a small brewery.
I don't want to say that was the coolest place ever, but that was the coolest place ever. That's where my Airbnb is, right there. Right in the middle of Old Town. One last look at this beautiful square here. Not a lot of stuff's been taken down, that's good. You can see more of it. It's a fancy looking McDonald's. Even these arches look like an M. My last meal in Estonia is going to have to be McDonald's because I'm running out of time and I got a plane to catch. McDonald's actually wasn't bad. I actually thought it was better than the US's McDonald's. It tasted fresher to me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Anyway, wow. Estonia was amazing. I love the cities. I love the nature. Such a beautiful little country. Especially love Tallinn the best. It's just an amazing city. Have to go back sometime and do a little more exploring. I'm at the airport now, headed back to Stockholm and then heading back to the States. This is the end of this leg of my European trip. I'll be heading back to Europe in about a week. Thanks for watching.